Imagine this. It's 3 a.m. and you're awake again. Your muscles are tight, your mind won't stop racing. You reach for the bottle of magnesium pills sitting on your nightstand. The expensive ones you've been taking for months, the ones your doctor recommended, the ones that cost you $25 a bottle. You swallow two and you wait, and still, sleep doesn't come. Now imagine a different scenario. 6 months from now, you're sleeping deeply. Your bones feel strong when you walk. Your mind is sharp. Your energy is steady throughout the day. Your heart beats with reliable rhythm. And the most shocking part? You're spending less than $2 a week on the food that made this transformation possible. Which version of your future do you want to live? Here's what most people don't realize. You've been lied to. Not intentionally, perhaps, but systematically and profitably. The supplement industry has spent decades convincing you that health comes in a bottle, that complexity is necessary, that expensive means effective. And if you're like most seniors I speak with, you've believed it. You've invested thousands of dollars in pills, capsules, and powders, hoping that one of them would be the missing piece to reclaiming your vitality. But what if the real answer has been sitting in your grocery store the entire time? What if the most powerful medicine for your aging body is something you can hold in the palm of your hand for less than the cost of a cup of coffee? This isn't about deprivation. It's not about suffering or restriction. It's about reclaiming control. It's about making decisions based on evidence rather than marketing. It's about discovering that the most powerful investments in your health are also the most affordable ones. I want you to think about something as we begin. What would change in your life if you had more energy? If you slept deeply, if your bones felt strong, if your mind stayed sharp, if your heart beat with steady, reliable rhythm? What would become possible for you? What experiences could you have? What moments could you fully inhabit without the fog of fatigue or the anxiety of health instability? That future isn't fantasy. It's not out of reach. It's not dependent on expensive interventions or complicated regimens. It's dependent on one simple shift: understanding what your aging body actually needs and providing it in the form your body recognizes. So I'm asking you for something very simple today. Stay with me. Listen with an open mind. Question what you've been told. And then, most importantly, test what you learn. Your body will tell you the truth. Because here's what I know with absolute certainty. Once you experience the difference between a supplement that doesn't work and a food that transforms how you feel, you'll never go back. Once you understand that you've been investing in the wrong solution, you'll be amazed at how simple the right solution actually is. The information we're about to explore has the power to add years to your life and life to your years. It has the power to change not just how you feel, but how you live. It has the power to inspire your family to make different choices. It has the power to prove that aging doesn't mean declining. It means thriving differently. You're here because some part of you knows that something needs to change. You're here because the current approach isn't working. You're here because you deserve better, and I'm genuinely honored that you've chosen to spend this time with me today. So let's dive in. Let's uncover the truth that the supplement industry doesn't want you to know. Let's discover the power of real food, and let's chart a path toward a future where you feel as vital and strong as you deserve to feel. Are you ready? Then let's begin. Bioavailability is a concept that fundamentally changes how we should think about nutritional intake. It refers to the percentage of a nutrient that your body can actually absorb and utilize once it enters your digestive system. When it comes to magnesium, this distinction becomes critical because not all magnesium is created equal. The magnesium in pumpkin seeds, almonds, and dark leafy greens exists within a complex nutritional matrix that your body has evolved to recognize and process efficiently over millions of years. When you consume magnesium from whole foods, it arrives bundled with complementary nutrients and cofactors that act like biological facilitators. These include calcium, phosphorus, vitamin D, vitamin K, zinc, and various B vitamins. This nutritional orchestra works synergistically. For instance, vitamin D increases the expression of calcium-binding proteins that also transport magnesium. Zinc supports the enzymes responsible for magnesium absorption in your intestinal cells. Fiber from whole foods feeds beneficial gut bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids, which lower intestinal pH and enhance mineral absorption. Your body recognizes these patterns and orchestrates absorption efficiently, often achieving 40–50% or higher bioavailability rates. In contrast, isolated supplement magnesium, whether magnesium oxide, citrate, or glycinate, travels a different journey through your system. These synthetic forms lack the complementary nutrients and biological context that triggers optimal absorption. Research demonstrates that magnesium supplements typically achieve only 10–40% bioavailability, meaning 60–90% passes through your digestive system without being absorbed at all. This unabsorbed magnesium often causes side effects like loose stools or digestive discomfort, further reducing net benefit. The body doesn't just need the mineral, it needs the mineral within its natural framework. Additionally, supplemental forms require your body to invest energy in breaking down and processing isolated compounds, whereas whole food magnesium is prepackaged in a form your digestive system already understands. This explains why someone eating a handful of pumpkin seeds experiences more profound health benefits than someone taking an expensive magnesium supplement pill of equal mineral weight. The synergy factor represents one of the most overlooked principles in nutrition science. When we talk about whole foods, we're not merely discussing a collection of individual nutrients sitting passively in a seed or leaf. We're talking about a dynamic ecosystem of compounds that have been refined through natural selection to work in concert with one another. This is fundamentally different from a supplement tablet containing isolated minerals. Consider what happens when you consume a handful of almonds. You're getting magnesium, yes, but you're also receiving calcium, zinc, copper, manganese, phosphorus, vitamin E, selenium, and various phytochemicals like polyphenols and flavonoids. These compounds don't operate independently. The calcium and magnesium work together to regulate muscle contraction and relaxation. Calcium triggers contraction, while magnesium facilitates relaxation. Without adequate magnesium, excess calcium accumulates in muscle tissue, causing tension, cramps, and rigidity. With both present in balanced proportions from whole food, your muscles achieve optimal function. Vitamin K, found abundantly in dark leafy greens alongside magnesium, activates osteocalcin, a protein that binds calcium into your bone matrix. Magnesium works with vitamin K to ensure that calcium gets properly incorporated into bone structure, rather than accumulating dangerously in your arteries. Potassium, another mineral in whole foods, works with magnesium to regulate blood pressure and heart rhythm. These minerals maintain electrical gradients across cell membranes that make your heartbeat steady and regular. The fiber in whole foods containing magnesium feeds your gut bacteria, which produce compounds that enhance mineral absorption while simultaneously reducing inflammation in your digestive tract. This improved gut health cascades through your entire system, strengthening the intestinal barrier that prevents harmful particles from entering your bloodstream. A supplement provides magnesium but ignores this entire ecosystem. Your body evolved expecting nutrients to arrive in this integrated form, with multiple players supporting each other's function and absorption. When nutrients arrive isolated, your body must compensate, working harder for less return. The cost-benefit reality of choosing whole foods over supplements becomes starkly apparent when you examine the mathematics of nutritional investment. Most seniors don't realize that the supplement industry has constructed a pricing model that bears little relationship to the actual value delivered. A quality magnesium supplement from a reputable brand typically costs between $20 and $30 per month. Over a year, that's $240 to $360 spent on a single nutrient in isolation. Many people take multiple supplements: magnesium for sleep, calcium for bones, vitamin D for immunity, potassium for heart health, quickly accumulating monthly bills that exceed $100 or more. Now consider pumpkin seeds. A single pound costs approximately $3 to $4 at most grocery stores, even in affluent areas. 1 pound contains roughly 12 ounces of usable seeds, providing approximately 168 milligrams of magnesium per ounce. A daily handful, about 1 ounce, delivers 168 milligrams of highly bioavailable magnesium. That single pound lasts approximately 2 weeks for daily consumption. This means for $3.50, you're obtaining a month's supply of magnesium that your body actually absorbs and utilizes, compared to $20, $30 for a supplement of which your body absorbs perhaps 10–40%. The math becomes even more compelling when factoring in nutrient density. Pumpkin seeds simultaneously provide zinc, copper, manganese, phosphorus, selenium, and vitamin E, nutrients that would cost an additional $60–80 monthly if purchased as separate supplements. Yet they arrive free as part of the whole food package. For every dollar spent on pumpkin seeds, you receive approximately $15 to $20 worth of nutrient value when measured against supplement pricing. This represents roughly a 16-fold difference in economic efficiency. Furthermore, whole foods create no waste. Supplement tablets contain fillers, binders, and inactive ingredients that your body must process and eliminate. Whole foods are 100% nutritionally dense. A senior living on a fixed income can dramatically improve their nutritional status by redirecting supplement spending toward nutrient-rich whole foods, stretching their health budget exponentially further while simultaneously receiving superior absorption and broader nutritional benefits. Chelation is a biochemical process where a mineral becomes bound to an organic molecule, essentially getting surrounded and protected by other compounds. When minerals are naturally chelated, they're encased in amino acids, organic acids, or other plant compounds that shield them from stomach acid and make them far easier for your intestinal cells to transport across the intestinal barrier. In pumpkin seeds and other whole foods, magnesium exists in a naturally chelated state because it's been bound to proteins, fats, and fiber throughout the plant's growth cycle. This natural chelation creates a profound difference in how your digestive system experiences magnesium. Your stomach acid, which is incredibly strong and designed to break down proteins and kill bacteria, cannot easily damage naturally chelated magnesium because the organic molecules surrounding it act as a protective shield. The magnesium slides through your digestive tract in this protected form, arriving at your intestinal lining ready for absorption without having irritated or inflamed your stomach along the way. Contrast this with synthetic magnesium oxide, the most common and cheapest form used in supplements. Magnesium oxide is essentially a raw mineral salt with minimal organic protection. When it enters your stomach, the acidic environment aggressively attacks this unprotected mineral, often causing the very symptoms people try to avoid: bloating, cramping, and loose stools. Your stomach becomes irritated. Your digestive system recognizes this as a foreign substance and activates defense mechanisms, trying to eliminate it quickly. This is why magnesium oxide is notorious for causing gastrointestinal distress. Even more sophisticated supplement forms like magnesium glycinate attempt to replicate natural chelation by binding magnesium to the amino acid glycine. However, this synthetic binding is crude compared to nature's design. Your body evolved processing magnesium that arrived with dozens of supporting compounds, not just a single amino acid. The naturally chelated magnesium from whole foods arrives in a form your digestive system recognizes as food, rather than a chemical compound requiring elimination. This fundamental difference explains why people report feeling better, sleeping more soundly, and experiencing fewer digestive complaints when they switch from supplements to whole food sources. The gut health connection represents one of the most underappreciated aspects of nutritional science. Yet it's absolutely fundamental to how your body processes and utilizes magnesium. Your digestive tract isn't simply a passive tube where food passes through. It's a living ecosystem containing trillions of bacterial organisms that directly influence your nutritional status, immune function, and overall health. The bacteria in your gut are living entities that require food to survive and reproduce, and that food comes primarily from dietary fiber found in whole foods. When you consume magnesium-rich whole foods like pumpkin seeds, dark leafy greens, and almonds, you're simultaneously consuming significant amounts of dietary fiber. This fiber is largely indigestible by your own enzymes, but it's precisely what beneficial gut bacteria use for energy and reproduction. As these bacteria ferment the fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acids, particularly butyrate, propionate, and acetate. These fatty acids are not merely waste products. They're powerful signaling molecules that directly enhance mineral absorption in your intestines. Butyrate, specifically, strengthens the tight junctions of your intestinal barrier, reducing intestinal permeability and allowing minerals like magnesium to be absorbed more efficiently while preventing harmful particles from entering your bloodstream. The fiber also lowers the pH of your intestinal environment, creating an acidic state that improves magnesium solubility and absorption rates. Additionally, beneficial bacteria themselves produce enzymes and proteins that facilitate mineral transport. They synthesize B vitamins that your body needs for magnesium metabolism. They produce metabolites that reduce inflammation throughout your digestive tract, creating an environment optimized for nutrient extraction. Supplements, by contrast, provide magnesium in isolation without the fiber ecosystem. A magnesium pill feeds nothing. It creates no prebiotic benefit. Your gut bacteria remain unchanged, and your intestinal barrier receives no reinforcement. Your absorption efficiency remains suboptimal. When magnesium arrives as part of whole food, it doesn't just deliver the mineral, it simultaneously improves the infrastructure through which all your nutrients are absorbed, creating a cascade of health benefits that compounds over weeks and months. Sustainable cellular impact refers to how your body maintains stable magnesium levels in your bloodstream and tissues throughout the day versus experiencing dramatic fluctuations. This distinction is crucial because your cells don't simply need magnesium to arrive at some point. They need it consistently available to perform their thousands of functions. When magnesium availability fluctuates wildly, your cells cannot maintain optimal performance, and over time, this instability creates health problems. When you take a magnesium supplement, you create what's called a pharmacokinetic spike. The tablet dissolves in your stomach, releasing a concentrated dose of magnesium into your bloodstream relatively quickly. Your blood magnesium levels surge upward over 30 to 60 minutes. Your kidneys, sensing this sudden excess, work to eliminate the surplus through urine. Within a few hours, your magnesium levels plummet back to baseline, often dropping below optimal ranges. You experience the benefit temporarily, then spend most of the day in a magnesium-deficient state, only to repeat the cycle with your next dose. This feast-famine pattern forces your body into constant compensation mode. Whole foods, conversely, provide magnesium that's released gradually throughout your digestive process. When you eat a handful of pumpkin seeds, the magnesium is distributed throughout the food matrix, bound to fats and proteins that slow digestion. As your body gradually breaks down these components over several hours, magnesium enters your bloodstream in a steady stream rather than a rushing flood. Your blood levels rise gradually and plateau at optimal ranges, remaining stable throughout the day and into the next. Your cells receive consistent, reliable magnesium availability that allows them to function efficiently without compensation mechanisms. This sustained availability profoundly affects cellular energy production. Your mitochondria can maintain steady ATP generation when magnesium is consistently present. Your heart maintains a regular rhythm without arrhythmias that spike and drop patterns often trigger. Your nervous system stays calm because neurotransmitter regulation depends on stable magnesium levels. Your muscles remain relaxed rather than alternating between adequate and deficient states. Senior bodies are particularly sensitive to these fluctuations because aging tissues have less buffering capacity. Additional disease-fighting compounds represent the hidden treasure within whole foods that most people completely overlook when comparing them to supplements. Magnesium is essential, absolutely vital to your health, but it cannot work alone to prevent disease. The foods that contain magnesium are simultaneously warehouses of other protective compounds that address the root causes of aging-related diseases that plague seniors. When you consume pumpkin seeds or dark leafy greens, you're not simply getting a single nutrient, you're getting an entire pharmaceutical factory of natural compounds refined through evolution. Polyphenols are a broad class of plant compounds with extraordinary antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Dark leafy greens contain camphorol and quercetin, polyphenols that reduce inflammation throughout your cardiovascular system and protect blood vessel endothelium from oxidative damage. Pumpkin seeds contain lignans and other polyphenols that support hormone balance and reduce cancer risk. These compounds work synergistically with magnesium to relax arterial walls and improve blood flow far more effectively than magnesium alone could achieve. Your heart benefits not just from magnesium's direct effects on rhythm and muscle function, but from the polyphenols that protect the vessels delivering blood to the heart muscle itself. For bone health, magnesium is necessary but insufficient. The phytochemicals in whole foods, particularly compounds like sulforaphane in cruciferous vegetables and specific flavonoids in seeds, activate bone-building pathways in your osteoblasts while simultaneously inhibiting bone-destroying osteoclasts. Vitamin K in leafy greens works with magnesium to ensure calcium incorporation. Together, these compounds create bone that's not just dense but actually structurally sound, resistant to fracture because of optimized mineral alignment and protein matrix quality. Cognitively, magnesium supports synaptic plasticity, but polyphenols like resveratrol and anthocyanins cross the blood-brain barrier and directly protect neurons from oxidative stress and amyloid accumulation. They stimulate neurogenesis, the creation of new brain cells. A magnesium supplement addresses one mechanism of cognitive decline. Whole foods address multiple mechanisms simultaneously, creating comprehensive protection that isolated nutrients simply cannot match. Aging brain protection through magnesium represents a frontier in neuroscience that most seniors remain unaware of, yet it directly impacts cognitive decline, memory loss, and neurodegenerative diseases. Your brain is protected by a highly selective barrier called the blood-brain barrier, which acts as a sophisticated gatekeeper, determining which substances from your bloodstream can enter your brain tissue. This barrier is necessary for protection, but it also creates a challenge for nutrient delivery because many compounds cannot easily cross it, even if they're abundant in your blood. Magnesium from supplements struggles to cross the blood-brain barrier efficiently because it arrives in isolation. Your brain requires magnesium to pass through specific transporter proteins embedded in the cells lining the blood-brain barrier. Without the proper biochemical signals and companion compounds, this transport becomes inefficient. Magnesium simply lingers in circulation without adequately reaching the neural tissue where it's needed most for protecting cognitive function. However, when magnesium arrives as part of whole food, it's accompanied by flavonoid compounds like quercetin found abundantly in vegetables and seeds. These polyphenols function as biological escorts. Quercetin activates specific transporter mechanisms that facilitate not just its own passage across the blood-brain barrier, but simultaneously enhance magnesium transport. Quercetin also increases blood flow to the brain by improving endothelial function in cerebral vessels, creating a more permeable state that allows magnesium to reach neurons more effectively. This is a synergistic relationship that supplements cannot replicate. Once magnesium enters brain tissue with these companion compounds present, it protects neurons from excitotoxicity, a condition where excessive calcium influx damages neural cells. Magnesium blocks calcium channels and prevents this damage. The quercetin and other polyphenols simultaneously quench free radicals and reduce neuroinflammation. Your brain receives protection on multiple simultaneous pathways. Whole foods create comprehensive cognitive preservation by addressing calcium regulation, oxidative stress, inflammation, and synaptic plasticity all at once. Isolated magnesium supplements address only one mechanism while leaving your aging brain vulnerable to multiple other pathways of decline. The bone density paradox represents a critical misconception that has led countless seniors down an ineffective path toward osteoporosis prevention. The paradox itself is straightforward. Magnesium is absolutely essential for bone health, yet taking magnesium supplements alone produces disappointing results for bone density improvement. Many seniors have experienced this firsthand. They take magnesium religiously, sometimes for years, only to discover through bone density scans that their osteoporosis has progressed or remained unchanged. This happens not because magnesium is ineffective, but because bone health requires a precisely orchestrated dance between multiple minerals and vitamins that simply cannot occur when nutrients arrive in isolation. Magnesium comprises approximately 2% of bone mineral content, but its importance extends far beyond this percentage. Magnesium regulates the parathyroid hormone that controls calcium metabolism. It activates alkaline phosphatase, the enzyme that mineralizes bone matrix. It prevents excessive calcium reabsorption from bone into the bloodstream. Without adequate magnesium, calcium cannot be properly incorporated into bone structure. It accumulates elsewhere, creating vascular calcification and kidney stones, while your bones remain porous and weak. However, calcium alone with magnesium remains insufficient. Vitamin K2, found abundantly in fermented foods, leafy greens, and animal products, activates osteocalcin, a bone protein that literally glues calcium into the mineral matrix. Without vitamin K2, calcium remains loosely bound and easily mobilized. Whole foods containing magnesium invariably contain calcium and vitamin K in proportions refined through evolution. When you eat dark leafy greens, you receive magnesium, calcium, and vitamin K simultaneously in ratios optimized for bone metabolism. Your body absorbs all three, activates all three pathways, and builds bone that's genuinely dense and structurally sound. Supplement-only approaches fail because they typically provide magnesium without adequate vitamin K or calcium without magnesium in proper ratios. Your bones require this trinity working together. This explains why populations consuming whole food sources of these minerals maintain bone density into advanced age, while supplement takers often develop osteoporosis despite years of supplementation. Bone is not built by isolated nutrients, but by coordinated mineral symphony. The regulatory red flag surrounding supplement manufacturing represents a systemic problem that most consumers don't understand because marketing successfully obscures it. When you purchase a bottle of magnesium supplements, you're not getting pure magnesium. That expensive tablet or capsule contains numerous additional ingredients designed to make the product manufacturable, shelf-stable, and profitable. These include fillers like microcrystalline cellulose that add bulk, binders like maltodextrin that hold ingredients together, flow agents like silicon dioxide that prevent clumping during manufacturing, and coating agents that give the tablet its appearance. None of these additives provide nutritional value. Your body must process and eliminate them, adding metabolic burden. Many supplements also contain absorption enhancers, compounds that manufacturers claim improve mineral uptake but often lack rigorous scientific validation. Some products include bioperin, derived from black pepper. Others use proprietary blends with undisclosed ingredients. These additions raise legitimate questions about safety and efficacy that most consumers never investigate. The supplement industry operates under remarkably loose regulatory standards in most countries. The FDA doesn't require pre-market approval for supplements. Manufacturers largely police themselves. Quality varies wildly between brands and even between batches from the same manufacturer. Independent testing organizations have repeatedly found supplements containing heavy metals, bacterial contamination, or magnesium content differing significantly from label claims. Whole foods, by contrast, are inherently regulated by nature through millions of years of evolutionary refinement. A pumpkin seed contains exactly what that seed needs for its own growth and reproduction. No fillers, no binders, no questionable additives. Your body recognizes pumpkin seeds as food because your digestive system literally evolved consuming seeds and plants. Your intestinal lining has receptor proteins specifically designed to recognize and transport nutrients from whole foods. When you eat a handful of almonds, every single component exists because it serves a biological purpose within that almond. Your body processes whole foods through established metabolic pathways honed over countless generations. This inherent safety and biological compatibility cannot be manufactured. We've covered a lot of ground today, and I want to bring it all back to something fundamental: your power. You have been given a choice, and that choice carries extraordinary weight. For decades, you've been told that health requires complexity, that it requires expensive interventions and specialized products, that you need a medicine cabinet full of pills to maintain vitality as you age. This narrative has benefited the supplement industry tremendously, but it hasn't necessarily benefited you. The evidence, when we look at it honestly and without the marketing noise, tells a different story entirely. Magnesium from whole foods works 16 times better than expensive supplements because it arrives in the context your body recognizes, because it comes with synergistic compounds that amplify its effects, because it feeds your gut bacteria, strengthens your intestinal barrier, and maintains stable levels in your bloodstream, because it's genuinely affordable, $2 to $4 for a month's supply of superior nutrition, and because it's just the beginning. Every whole food source of magnesium simultaneously provides disease-fighting compounds that protect your heart, preserve your brain, strengthen your bones, and support your immunity. Most importantly, I wish you the confidence that comes from knowing you're making decisions rooted in science and evidence, not marketing. You're taking control of your health in a way that's both empowering and economical. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your commitment to living better. The fact that you're here means you care about your health and the health of those you love. That matters. Your example, choosing whole foods over expensive supplements, investing wisely in your well-being, that example has the power to influence your family and your community. I'm genuinely grateful for the opportunity to share this information with you. Your health journey matters, your vitality matters, and your decision to reclaim control of your nutrition through real food will echo forward into years of fuller, richer, healthier living. Go forward with confidence. Trust your body, trust real food, and know that you're making choices that align with both science and the wisdom of thousands of years of human experience. With deep respect and genuine hope for your thriving health, thank you, and God bless your journey.